All right, welcome to Dale Kramer's Custom Cars and Anything. Well, I was going to give you guys an update on the car. You've been watching my videos. I got all the new rocker panels done. I made inners, I made outers, and so I got this all done. This one I screwed up on, so I had to put a piece in there. But I think the seam sealer will take care of that, and half a gallon of Bondo should help. So, yeah, it turned out okay though, Kind of give you guys the best view of it if I can. Well, I don't want to take the car back down again. So now, what happened now is that when I put in these floors for the back passengers where they put their feet, the toe boards, I welded them in from the inside. But the only side I didn't weld was this side here, because there was nothing to weld to. So now I gotta bend this over, weld that to the new inner rocker panel, So that's what I gotta do there. And then I gotta this. Let's see if I back up. You can kind of catch what I'm trying to say. This area and this area, I cut this piece out already, and then I gotta cut this one out. But it's supposed to look like this. Okay. That's the passenger side. This is the driver's side. So I gotta make, long story short, this thing's just rusty on the side here, but I cut it out and it's supposed to look like this one. So I'll make it look close to it. The passenger side is good. So but the driver's side ones are gone. And then you can see I got a hole there, I'll fix that right away. And then all this will be welded to the rocker panel when I flip the car back down again. But yeah, otherwise I got all the frame connectors are obviously in. That was on a separate video. I de-covered they had a plate welded above the 4-speed hump hole because I'm running a 4-speed in there and they ran automatic. So I won't be running torsion bars. So this beautiful torsion bar mount, which is actually beautiful, So what's on the agenda is I don't know if you can see it, but I gotta fix this little spot here. That's all that's wrong with the whole engine compartment. I gotta cut these brackets off from my new AGE front end that I'm putting on it. Tubular A-arms, everything, and coilover shocks, so we won't be using the torsion bars no more. No more torsion bars in this car. But I gotta cut these off. These two mounts. None of this. Just this. On both sides, I gotta cut off, and then I gotta fix that yet. Then if I go along here, my frame connectors and these seat mounts, I'd like to actually put a piece of metal across here, join them, might as well weld them to it, and what's it gonna hurt, Yeah. It looks like, did I cut into that? No, I didn't cut into that. There was a previous floor put in here, You can see my floor I put in, But there was a previous floor that was put in here. I suppose they cut into that. Maybe I should try welding that up for the heck of it, huh? But yeah. Oh. Yeah. I gotta seam seal everything, Stuff like that. That's all gotta be done yet. So yeah, so it's cut off those braces on each side. Fix that little rust area in the whole front of this car. That's all that's wrong. Everything is good. The A-pillars are good. Fender wells are good. Everything's good. So that's what I got to do there. Then I want to do some welding here. I rosette welded the braces on. These braces right here for the leaf spring mounts, you know. I rosette welded them on. You can kind of see. But I thought about welding here now, you know, on each one of them. So I thought about doing that. I got to fix this and this, that little hole. And then, what else? Let's see, this is all good. Okay, now when we get back to right here and beyond, we got lots of work to do here. I'm going to cut this hump out of here. I'm going to put a flat floor in the back, and I'm putting a fuel cell mounted underneath the floor. So it kind of resembles that, but it's square, you know, 17 gallon. So I'm going to redo all that. And then I got like this extension was good, but where it joins, it's bad. So I'm going to make some pieces, you know, and stuff, just little pieces, and put it in there, and then I'll bed line this all. I'll clean it and bed line it. I should still do something about fastening this to the newer quarter patches. I got to do something about that yet. And then on both sides of the frame, just right here, it's got a little rough area. But the frame's in really good shape. It's just right here on each side. And this one here too. So, otherwise, you can see the rust flakes and caught inside the frame. That's all that is. But somebody tried to make torque boxes, you know. But what they didn't understand is the torque boxes go in the front too, you know. On like a Hemi car, they call them torque boxes. This would be boxed in, you know, but where you can get a wrench in here yet, because when you box it, it gives a strength for a leaf spring. So anyway, so like I said, I'm always getting off track here, trying to give you guys an update. Now, on the back side of the car, the worst part about the back side is right here and right here. Yes, there are some, I'll take you around the other side here. There's some other stuff here. You can, I don't know, tell me if you can find the hole. You know. Huh. So the extensions are good. Well, that one's got a little paper thin spot in it. But it's just where they attach, where everything attaches, you know. And it's spotty, you know. So anybody got some opinions? What is the best thing to do with this? I don't want to cut the trunk floor extensions out because they're actually good. It's like the moisture got underneath the seam sealer and it just sat there and rotted everything else. You know? So that center spare tire, well, that'll be gone. So what I want to do is, I know, here, I wonder if I got a flashlight here. Let's see. Let's go look once here. Oh, here, I got one handy right here. But, I mean, you can see where they're bad. But I patched that one up when I put that deal in there. But yeah, so, what I'm thinking, let's see, is there a spot I can put this? What I'm thinking is that I don't know exactly for sure what I'm thinking, but I know that spare tire well, that's getting cut out. Take that out and then put a flat piece of steel over it. But I think I got a flat piece of steel that would reach from there to there, and from there to there. I'm thinking about replacing that. Okay. But again, what do you do about this shit? You know? Man, I tell you. So I'm on the verge of getting this all cut and welded. I got the new roof on it. You know, that was done in another video. I got that. It's all welded, and then I put that metal bondo in here, aluminized bondo, whatever it is. So that way I could glaze that over with some bondo, and then you can see everything here is in good shape. But then you can see right there where I welded the floor in, but I did not weld the edge because there was nothing to weld to. But now I got that inner rocker all replaced, and now I got to weld. And then down there, zip. And then I can seam seal all that. And otherwise I can't see nothing here. No, I don't have the flashlight here again. Still got it back here. So like you say, you know, I mean, I don't know. Something's got to be done there. I mean, I can weld metal in here. You know, I don't know. Do I weld a square with that hole really nice, make it nice and pretty, and then seam seal it, and then mount my tank under there, and then just make little pieces for that? What do I do? And then the time I'm done seam sealing it and bed lining it, you'll never see it, you know, still do the function. And then you can see here too that this is all in good shape. You know, everything's in really good shape here. But just that one spot right there where they typically rust. So I'm probably gonna have to cut that out and weld some metal in there. But everything's in good shape though otherwise. You know, that just bent over like it always is. But I don't know what this is about. I'm still trying to figure out what this is. And this screwed in here. Not sure what that is. That's my master cylinder adapter. I just got that sitting on there. I should really take that in the house. Take that front end off of here too. Take that in too. But yeah, so I mean we're getting there. We're almost ready to strip this thing down to bare metal. You know. The bottom I'll wire brush that and I'll rust reform it and then I'll bed line it all, seal it all that shit. So then bed line it. But yeah, so anyway, sit down there. So yeah, but there she is. So what we're gonna work on next is we're gonna fix that. Those two spots, make them look like those two spots. Sort of. Won't look exactly the same. And then I gotta clean the rust off of what's left under here. And then the trunk floor. Then after that, like I say, and then that wire fender well piece, and I gotta cut them old brackets off of there, so I can put that new coilover shock mounts on each side. They're in the way of the coilover shock, so. And those torque boxes that they made, gotta give them I'll give them a C for their effort. I'm going to leave them in there, though. I'm not going to take them out because to cut them out, it'd be a bitch. So, yeah. God, it took me 2 days for each rock, or 2 or 3 days for each rocker panel to do. There's 3 layers of metal. You got the outer, and you got the intermediate rollover, and then you got the one that fastens to the side of the body frame here, whatever you want to call it. There's actually 3 layers of metal in there. Yeah. Everybody says, well, you should mini tub it, and yeah, it'd be easy to do now. You know, on each side, and then move the leaf springs in and all that stuff. But, oh man, that's more work to swallow again. And I don't want to swallow any more work, guys. This car is so rusty and it's coming around. I know it's on the, I had to readjust my body rotisserie because it's getting heavier now. You got these 3/16 wall frame connectors, 2 of them, at like 4 feet long, and then so that's pretty damn heavy by itself. And then you got the new floors. You know, that adds weight again. The floors are completely gone almost. And so I'll be adding some more weight when I fix this all back here and stuff like that. So, but anyway, it's just a quick update, and so to put this all together, right now what I'm going to work on is starting tomorrow. I'm going to work on this stuff, you know, and I want to work on that little piece over there. Since the car's tipped outside, it's really easy to get at, so I want to cut that out nice and fill in a piece and try to flush ground it as best I can. And I don't know how much rust I'm going to find in there. I'm sure it's not going to be pretty either. So yeah, it's these 2 spots, that hole there, you know, and then maybe tip the car back down. Finish welding in the floors in the back on each side to the rocker panel. I want to weld these brackets to the side better. I got them rosette welded, but so they're like spot welded, you could say. And then yeah, and then I suppose I can. Then we head to the trunk. Once that whole area is done, we should be done cutting and welding on this thing. We should be. Yeah. So basically, yeah, if I just do that area, that area, that area, that area, I could take from here, that way the car's done. From here to the back, it's still a disaster. But we're working our way towards it. That's what we're doing. Just don't overwhelm ourselves, you know. The Ruster! Pretty soon it won't be called the Ruster. It'll be called the, what would you call it? The Headacher. No, I don't know. No, I can't wait till I can bedline everything underneath. That way I can get the new super stock springs put in, tubular front suspension. I'm trying to think, okay, what am I gonna do there? Because am I gonna actually paint the engine bay first? You know, and still do the bodywork and everything. That way I can put the Hemi and everything in it and get it on 4 wheels and get it back on its paws and get the motor and tranny in it right away, you know, and then just have it on 4 wheels up on jack stands and start doing some body work to it. Or what do I do? I don't know. I don't know. But like I say, I don't want to overwhelm myself. What I want to do is like I say, tomorrow, the next step is to refabricate that, with that all welded in, weld the toe boards in, weld these brackets better to the new plate I put in here, and then go after that, and then technically this all could be seam sealed and undercoat and bed lined already. It could be, but it's just from about where right along there. There's some holes, and then if you draw straight, there's holes there. So from there back has to be all fixed up yet. So by tomorrow night, I want to have all this stuff done, have those braces cut off, have that fixed, and have this all fitted, and then um, and then we're gonna go after that. So, oh, it's so old already. Boy, when I start doing mechanicals eventually, yeah. But I gotta get all that done before it snows. Right now we're getting some nice, lovely temperatures out there. And by next week, our average high is 59. So it's dropping, our average highs. And pretty soon they're talking we could receive 100 inches of snow this year. So if I can get this big lard ass here done, and then all I gotta do is just work on the doors and the fenders and the hood and all that stuff, you know. And if I could get that engine bay painted and get this all painted and stuff under here, you know, bed line and everything, and then get the engine compartment all painted up. When I tip this thing back down for the final time, geez, I could put the rear end in it. I got all those parts. I could put the front suspension together. I could put the Hemi and the tranny in it. Man. So, and then all winter long, just, I don't know, putz with it, I guess. You know, it's got to be done by next spring. So, usually I can build a car like this. Takes me about 6 or 8 months. Hardcore working on it, and I can restore a car. As long as the money's there. But the whole thing that could bring this thing to a stop right now is that big, beautiful bill. You know, I'm a low-income person. What I do is I sell one car to try to build another one. You know, that's how I can afford things. But the thing is that I grind stumps, and I'm a caregiver for my mom, my elderly mother, and help the neighbors and various things, and do some plowing and whatever else you could say. I guess you could say. And that's how I make my money. And so I'm worried about this big beautiful bill. They're talking that they're gonna take away my health care, and if it does that, it's gonna stop me from doing anything. I'll have to sit in the house and look out the window. So the Democrats, I know they're blaming Democrats for shutting the government down, but they're not. They're actually trying to hold steady because they want that big beautiful bill not to take away health care. So, and I hope we can keep that. So I can't afford all that money. I pay my taxes. I work my ass off. You know, I got property taxes, business taxes, personal income taxes. Um, I pay taxes at the store when I buy goods and all that stuff. So I pay a lot, and then license tabs and car insurance and tires and oils, and you know, and I've got to pay tax on all that. So I mean, it's all I don't lay on my ass and expect the handouts, and but I'm scared. So I'm deeply scared that, and I just don't understand why they had to take that away. I don't get it. People that don't need it shouldn't be on it, but I need it. So, but anyway, I don't want to get political. You know, I think everybody knows where I stand. But I stand for the truth and for treat your neighbor in the way you want to be treated. And all my neighbors are Republicans, and they don't talk to me very much. But that's understandable, you know. I don't hate them, but they don't like me because of that. Well, I shouldn't say that. We all still care about one another. We're all still family. It's just we got our disagreements. I love them. Love thy neighbor, the Bible says. But anyway, here I go. I'm just rambling on, and I shouldn't be doing that right now. So anyway, meanwhile, back at the ranch, we're gonna try to tomorrow. We're going after them. We're going after all these up. Going after that. I want to try to cover this up to here. We get this all done here. That's the goal. And then we can. Then we're gonna look at that. Oh man. But yeah, I love everybody, no matter who you are, what color skin you have, what political faith you are, what Christian faith you are, or religious or whatever. I'm a guy that wants to get along with everybody, and I could use more subscribers, guys, gals. I love it if people would subscribe to my channel. But I don't make a dime. I don't make nothing off the channel here. So I'm just average Joe just trying to survive. Me and Uncle Joe just trying to survive. Yeah. What's his name song? Anyway, we'll talk to you later. Take care. Love to all, and I mean that. And no matter who you are, I don't hate you. And take care. God bless. And like the video or subscribe or something. Help me out here, guys. Bye-bye.